The club was another doorway set in prison concrete. A tuxedoed thug sentry, his crisp white shirt bathed in a pink glow at the entrance. I don't remember the name of the club except that it was a typical 1970s disco bar with a lot of red everywhere. Carpets, walls, lights, the whole fucking place was on red alert. By contrast, the music venue was dark and bare, little more than a large concrete box with a low stage. Soon we were being pushed along by a few hundred people towards the stage. I contemplated the scrambling demographic of the Doctor Who fan base. Disco dollies, progressive rock types, older singles, and right behind us, a pack of feral skinheads, bony hard and tattooed, twitchy with aggression, the verbal abuse sparking off them like static charges. I found it hard to believe that a group of long-haired American proto-slackers singing slide guitar-driven parables of forlorn love could appeal to these predators of Coventry's concrete jungle. The band took the stage. The lead singer pranced about in denim and buckskin, his eyes wild and wide. As they began playing their country pop ballads, the drizzle of an English night gave way to my fantasy of balmy southwestern roadhouses. I could almost smell the mesquite in the desert, sensations I'd absorbed into my fanciful land of Oz, the river of highway, the gorgeous hitchhiking blondes, all of it conjured California. Angela Davis, Robert Crumb, strange bedfellows. Ian suddenly lurched about in spastic movements, reminiscent of his flat-foot dancing style. I turned to look at him in the crush, fearful that he was having a seizure. The permanent surprise on Ian's face had heightened to something more disturbing. An oversized Dr. Martens boot was being repeatedly stuffed into Ian's sizable posterior. The boot was attached to the stomping end of a feral skinhead's leg, a huge 18-eyelet cherry red wake-up call. The bother boy spat and snarled. Ian was to be sacrificed to the deity of urban misery. Outside, after the show. My American land of Oz came crashing down like the Hollywood sign in a movie earthquake. Sunsets and smiling blondes vanished like advert images on highway billboards swept away by tornado. I stared into the spotty face of Middle England's rage and anger. 6 of the buggers with shaved heads, amphetamine eyes. They wore the urban uniform of the disenfranchised. Cherry red Dr. Martens, Ben Sherman shirts and bleach-stained Levi's. They gobbed phlegm, promised to kick our fucking teeth in. The music shriveled as I took stock. 60-odd miles from home, no friends, no allies, in a city familiar only by its reputation for violence. The skins were sticking the boot in, even though we were in plain view in the peripheral glow of the stage. The lead singer bleated his impassioned, soft porn rock. When your body's had enough of me and I'm laying right out on the floor. When you think I've loved you all I can, I'm gonna love you a little bit more. Jesus, what shite. Why the fuck did I come here? I kept saying to myself, what the fucking hell am I doing here? It was all so pointless. I was going to be beaten bloody. And for what? It didn't register at first that the bass player was trying to communicate. I was so shocked and locked into the scene on stage just to maintain my composure that I missed his first signals. Then I realized that he was mouthing, "Are you in trouble?" I nodded as a kick in my arse propelled me towards the stage. The bass player gave me a reassuring look. Where is he? Before ducking out behind the sidefill speakers. He was talking to someone, I had no idea who. He took his place on the stage again and gave me a wink. Now the skinheads began to grab us from the back. Ian and I turned to make a stand. Just then, Ian and I were shoved aside. A pair of Hell's Angels, vast and hairy, decked out in the Oakland, California chapter regalia, bellied up, pausing to ask, "Are these the guys that are bothering you?" These giants took action as soon as I nodded. They walked straight into the skinheads, who had ceased snarling and gnashing, gobsmacked as we were. The Angels gathered up the bug-eyed crew and strong-armed the whole bobbing, scrambling lot of them to the back of the room and out the door. Ian and I turned back to the stage where the singer delivered the last line. When you think you've had enough, or whatever the hell it is, I'm gonna love you a little bit more. The bass player winked again, and the band kicked into a juke joint stomper. We were back in the roadhouse, and I could feel the big diesel trucks rolling in the American night.